Hi, my name is Rebecca and welcome to my channel. I am so excited because Easter is Sunday and I wanted something new and fresh on my dining room table, and I wanted something festive and fun. So I just decided to sit down and start crafting, and I came up with something fresh and new, and I'm excited to show it to you. Let's just get to crafting. I picked up 4 chargers at the Dollar Tree and this beautiful silver color, and they have kind of a texture to them, so I knew that they would hold paint very well. And I painted 2 in ballet slipper and 2 in the color pool. And it took 2 coats to cover these and cover them well, and they are absolutely gorgeous and easy to paint. But I will confess that this is not my original idea. I got this idea from my mom, Billy Brantley. My mom is an absolutely gorgeous crafter. I talk to her at least a couple of times a week, and she's always up to something new and fabulous. And anytime I come up with something, she'll go, "You know, you got that from me." And I was blessed with 2 moms, and Mama Carol is a gorgeous artist, and she's always been a beautiful seamstress. And I have Mama Billy, and she's a gorgeous crafter, and I was just blessed to be around 2 women who are so talented. So I don't know, I have a lot to live up to, and I am just extremely blessed. So anyhow, I walked into the Hobby Lobby and just to see what they had going on, and I looked up and they had painted chargers. So I called Mom and I said, "Hey, somebody's copying you." But they were 40% off, and at 40% off, they were $2.39 a piece. So that is still not a bargain for what you can do for the $1.25 chargers at the Dollar Tree. And then you can just throw your paint on and have some beautiful chargers that you've crafted yourself. I think it's always so wonderful when you can just craft things yourself and have that sense of pride and accomplishment when you look at something that you've created. I picked up this silver tray at the Dollar Tree, and it has the same kind of texture as the chargers. So it covers beautifully with the Waverly chalk paint. I put 2 coats of paint on this tray in the color pool. These colors dried so beautifully, and it did not take long for them to dry. I just put my 2 coats on and I set them aside to dry while I worked on the rest of my centerpiece. I picked up the tinsel bunny at the Dollar Tree. It was so cute, but not my style. So I just took all of the tinsel and the little bead eyes and the little cardboard tinsel ears. I took all of that and just kind of undressed the head and took all of that off. And it left me with the little wire looking plastic cage. And some of it was on there really good. So I just took the scissors and kind of clipped the tinsel wire off. And then I had some floral moss that I picked up, a package of floral moss that I picked up at the Dollar Tree. And I just took my hot glue gun and I just started laying out beads of hot glue. And then I took some little clumps of floral moss and I just laid that onto the little spaces of hot glue that, and just kind of patted it in. Not really, not patted it in where I was going to burn my fingers, but I wanted it, secure. And I just went through, and there were little you could see like little cross pieces and little nubs, and I got my hot glue, in those, on top of those little nubs and down in the little crevices. And then I just laid the floral moss on top of those, and then on the cross pieces, so that all of the little gaps and holes were covered up, and then you just didn't see, you couldn't see through, the bunny, so that it would look like one continual covered piece, if that makes any sense whatsoever. And I always police my little strings, my little spider web, glue webs as I go along. They kind of get out of hand, and so I just kind of pull them as I go. And then I just kind of did that all over my little bunny. These little moss bunnies, they can get a little bit pricey. And this is not a huge moss bunny, but it's not, a tiny one. And but they can get a little costly. And so for a $3 little bunny, I didn't think that this was really a bad replica. And so I was just kind of copying some of the things that I had seen maybe at Hobby Lobby or on Pinterest or at Michael's. I thought that they, were running from $12.99 to $25. And I thought, well, I can make my own. And I'm not going to spend $25 for something, seasonal. So I thought that, this wasn't a big head, but it was, not a tiny one. And that's why I'm kind of rambling. I just thought I would make my own little moss covered bunny head and not spend a great amount of money and kind of replicate what I had seen online and in some of the stores for a fraction of the cost, because I just felt like the cost versus what actually it was just a little bit kind of ridiculous. So once I had all of the moss glued on the bunny head on the wire little plastic cage, I just took the scissors and I just kind of trimmed it down close so that every time I moved it, it wouldn't shed quite so badly. Now you can leave this alone and display it as is, or I decided to do something different with it, but you could really just leave this as is. I kind of took some ribbon from the Dollar Tree and looped it on top of each other and cinched it up in the middle with some twine and kind of made like a little bow tie. And then once I spread the loops out, kind of made like a graduating bow tie. I hot glued that to the bottom of my bunny. Like I said, it's cute and it's rustic, and if that's the look that you're going for, then you can just stop right there. I had different ideas in mind. So I just hot glued that to the bottom of my bunny and gave him a little bow. And so there's my little rustic bunny. Dollar Tree's been selling these candle sticks, these candle holders, and they're farmhouse. They're black, and I thought they were pretty. They are my style for a candle holder. One has kind of a bell, and the other has kind of a graduated holder. But I thought they would be cute to craft with, so I picked one of each style up. One is kind of taller than the other, and they also had these little carrot outdoor stakes. And so I got my husband to cut the stakes off for me with the Dremel, so I wouldn't have to struggle with cutting them off with the wire cutters. And so he cut them off, and I put them down into some foam that I had put into the candle holder and covered with moss. And I kind of just made a little rustic little candle holder with these little carrot stakes. I thought they were really cute and kind of something different to do with them. I picked them up. I thought they were adorable, but this is not the time of year that I do a lot of outdoor decorating in Southwest Missouri. you can't really make things pretty. It's 70 degrees, it's 30 degrees, it's 20 degrees. Flowers are just, we're not there yet for flowers. So you can hang some pretty wreaths out and you can do some stuff like that, but we're just not there yet with the outdoor decorating. So I thought I would bring these indoor stakes inside and cut them off and use them for my centerpiece. I took the smaller candlestick and I hot glued my little moss covered bunny head to it. And I'm going to use that for my centerpiece. I did glue my candlesticks to my tray, and then I just put some hot glue on the tray and then proceeded to kind of cover it with the floral moss so that it would kind of give it a little bit of depth and kind of a garden-like look for my little, the inside of my little tray. And so I just kind of spread some floral moss around the tray and hot glued it down and kind of covered up the little blue around the candlesticks. And I just thought it was coming along kind of cute. And it's going to be kind of a garden base, kind of a little woodsy garden base for my my little bunny and carrot centerpiece. So it didn't take very long to do this, and so I just kind of spread out my little floral moss and just kind of here and there. It didn't take very much floral moss either, and I just kind of had some flowers that I picked up, some spring flowers, and I just kind of clipped a little sprig off here and there with my wire cutters, and then kind of figured out where I wanted to arrange it and kind of hot glued it into my floral moss at the base of my candlesticks or my little blue tray, and kind of, you know, a little height here and there and in between, and kind of played with my flowers and kind of hot glued them and kind of played with my flowers so that I would spread out the colors and kind of give my table a little bit of color and a little bit of spring Easter colors and kind of brighten my table up. I love the colors of spring. I love purples and blues and pinks and yellows, and I think all of those colors are beautiful, and I can't wait for them to kind of pop up in the yard. And like I said, we're just not there yet in Southwest Missouri. We're almost there, and we're having some beautiful days, but we are having some pretty cold nights still, so we're just not there quite yet. But I'm excited. I'm so excited and so ready. But I just kind of clipped some flowers and I glued them here and there and kind of gave myself a little bit of a garden feel to my little flower garden feel to my carrots and my little rustic bunny head. And I thought it just came out really, really cute and sweet and real bright and springy. And I was really going for some color. Once I had all of my flowers arranged and glued in, I took some coordinating ribbon. It coordinated with the ribbon that I put on the bunny's neck, and I just took a very simple loop bow, 6 loops, and then I just tied a knot in the middle, and then I fluffed the loops all out, and I hot glued that to the base of the candlestick that held the carrots, so that my ribbon would be at a diagonal and would not be on the same ends together. And then my centerpiece is all done, and it was so easy but so cute. For my next craft, you're going to say, Rebecca, do you ever make napkin rings out of anything other than toilet paper rolls. I do, but not very often because let's just face it, they're cheap and they're almost free and they're really easily accessible. So I took 4 little rings that I had taken and made out of 2 toilet paper rolls, and I painted them in Waverly chalk paint ballet slipper. And then I had these 4 little bunnies that I had bought at the Dollar Tree in a pack of 6. I took the bows off of them because I just didn't like those little pink satin bows. And I had some Dollar Tree Easter ribbon that I did like better, and I thought that the bows were just a little bit more fluffy and kind of made a little bit more of a statement. So I just did a shoe lace bow, like how you would tie your shoe, and I fluffed the loops up and cut the tails at an angle. And then once I had the loops really fluffed up good, I just took some hot glue and I hot glued those bows to the back of the bunny neck where the little ribbons were that I took off. And then I just hot glued the back of that bunny to my toilet paper roll, and then I just slipped the fabric into the ring, and I have the cutest little napkins for my table, and easy peasy breezy and very cost effective. I measured my jute twine for how long I needed to go from command hook to command hook, and then allowed for the length that I was going to need to tie it off on either end. And then I put some hot glue on the end and pushed it through a large darning needle and kind of swished it between my fingers so that it wouldn't come unraveled. I picked up this craft kit at the Dollar Tree because it had 2 big pom-poms and 3 kind of small pom-poms. And yes, I know how to make a pom-pom, but if you can buy 5 pom-poms for $1.25 that I already made, I mean, that's a no-brainer. Life is hard enough. Let's not make it harder. So I put the 2 large pom-poms on the end and the small pom-poms in between these little bunnies that I bought in this bunny garland kit at the Dollar Tree. And I had already used one of the bunnies out of this garland to make another craft, and I still have some bunnies left for a later date because you never know. So those are going to go in my craft stash. I'm using the pastel bunnies for this bunny garland because that's kind of the colors that I wanted to use, and that's what I have on my dining room table. So there you have it. So 2 big pom-poms on the end and the small pom-poms in between the little pastel bunnies. And that made the cutest little garland on this jute twine. I have this bunny ribbon that I picked up at the Dollar Tree, and I just kind of looped the ribbon over on top of each other, and then I tied it off with some jute twine. And what is charming about this ribbon is the tails, when you cut it just right, will end up with bunnies, the same color bunnies on either end of the tail. So you can either coordinate your bunny, put a yellow bunny on top of yellow bunny, but I decided to do an offset color for each bunny. So my pink bunny has a yellow bunny on its tail, and then my purple bunny will have blue bunnies on its tail, and my blue bunny, we'll have a yellow bunny, so anyway, you get the idea. It's just kind of a cute little detail. And then I have a cute little bunny garland all ready to hang up in my dining room. I tied my jute twine in a pretty good sized loopy knot so it would hang over the command hooks, and then I secured it with some hot glue because I didn't want the weight of the garland to kind of pull anything apart. So there you have it, a cute little bunny garland for Easter to hang up. And I have no idea why I thought that doing a garland was so intimidating. I had not done one before, but I just had always been intimidated by it. But I guess you never know how easy something could be until you try it, and then you're just pleased as punch. That you enjoyed my craft, and I hope that you got some inspiration to set a beautiful, fun Easter table of your own and bring some of those fun Easter colors into your dining room. They are absolutely gorgeous, and the colors of spring, whether you do vibrant colors or pastel colors, they're just absolutely breathtaking, and I love all of the color palettes of spring. So don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so that you know when I've uploaded my next video, and give me a thumbs up so that YouTube will put my content out for other people to see, and it helps my channel to grow. I will tell you though, I'm not going to be posting on Tuesday, which is my normal posting schedule. I am going to be posting a video on Easter Sunday, and it is a craft that my residents created this week for Easter. And so I'm going to upload that on Easter Sunday as a fun little Easter treat. I started this channel in part to showcase my residents and the things that they do and the events that they have. And I absolutely love showing the things that they are involved in. They are near and dear to my heart. And I think they're a hoot. I love each and every one of them. And when we craft together, we have such a wonderful, blessed time, and we have so much fun. So I will be bringing you Sunday their Easter craft that they created. So until then, thank you for watching Crafts, Laughs, and Chaos, and you have a great weekend.